Hey, welcome to another episode of Destiny Tuesday. Again, please like, please share, please give this to your friends and family so we can continue to do this for everyone and provide great content and great information for all of you out there that need it and want it and are reaching for something better for your life and reaching that destiny that you truly want. Also, you could please check out my books, which we're going to be talking about is this one, Destiny on Purpose, How to Get What You Truly Want Out of Life, and also this book called The East Side, the romance novel that I wrote. Cool. So today we want to talk about the first major section of the 20 Laws of Success, which is the mind. And in the book, I say, if you can master the mind, you're probably about 95% there. It's really mostly mental, but there's also mechanics that we'll go through. But if you could control the mind, I mean, that was one thing that was tough for me. This guy was on its own roll. The negative self-talk was abundant. The things I used to say to myself was what made me depressed and not feel worthy, because I had a misunderstanding of my mind and I never knew my thoughts were things. And so when that information came to me, it was like a eye opener, because I started being conscious of what I was thinking. And then I realized, I was like, wow, I'm a pretty negative person. And I was in pure alignment. My thoughts were negative. What I said was negative. I felt negative, and I did negative acts. I thought I wasn't worthy. I would say I wasn't worthy. I felt I wasn't worthy, and I would do things that made me feel and know unworthiness. So I was being negative. But once I switched and I was more conscious of the thoughts, because it all starts here, you know, you don't have to be a religious person, but in Catholicism, you know, they always start with the Father, the mind. They say the Father, the mind first, the Son, which is the body, the physical, and then the Holy Spirit, which is the spiritual side. And so that's what we break in the book. We break the segments up. First the mind, then the body, which we'll talk about physical action, physical habits that you need to establish, and then the soul. What are spiritual aspects that you have no control over except in the cause portion of it, which we talked about last segment. If you ever miss anything in these segments, please look at my other videos to kind of get some more context. But okay, perfect. So mind control. What is mind control? Mind control is shifting your thoughts to the direction of what your higher self wants it to be. Because your higher self has a thought about you that's incredible, that's you're amazing, that you are unstoppable, you are incredible, you were born to do great things, you have no obstacle in your way. And when you start thinking that you do in all these negative self-talks, you're actually literally going the opposite direction, if you know what I mean, right? You're going to the segment that's going to deter your life versus to increase it. So that's what we want to talk about is Rich, how do I control my mind? Perfect. First, you have to be conscious. And what I mean by that is be conscious of what you're thinking. Every thought that you have has a seed of massive amount of power. It's like the atom. You can't see the atom. The atom is very small, but inside each incredible atom is massive amounts of power. So in each thought, you have massive amounts of power. So these thoughts are projecting out into your reality. So what you want to do is be conscious first. Is what am I thinking about? About this person, about the circumstance, about my finances, about my health, about my belief. What am I thinking? Now, categorize those thoughts is these thoughts aligned to my higher self, or is these thoughts away from my higher self? And you'll know the difference, believe me, because of your feelings, right? Each thought could create a feeling in your body. So you're feeling down, your shoulders are slumped, looking down. That means most likely the thoughts are going against what you truly want. But if you're feeling upbeat, energized, hype, positive, that means your thoughts are going toward your higher self. So that's one, be conscious of yourself. Two is shift the thoughts, which will take time. I did the Earl Nightingale 30-day challenge my very first time. And I didn't do the best. I think it lasted like 15 days and something happened. I'm like, mother. But the more I kept doing it, the more it felt natural. It's shifting the thoughts. So what you want to do is, and what I did in my journey, is I first took the thought. I categorized it into where it was, negative and or then positive. Then I categorize. Once you get it categorized to higher self or lower self, shift any lower self thought to a higher self thought. And you could do it within the first 15 seconds. If you do it, it will start a momentum in the direction that you want it. Versus, if you let it slide for 15 seconds, it starts to go towards the direction of what you don't want. Okay? So, what we want to do is go, I'm not worthy. Shift that thought instantly to something that doesn't distort your belief systems too much, right? Because you may not feel worthy. So even if you say, okay, I'm not worthy, feel, I could be worthy. I have the potential to be worthy. I have the abilities to be worthy. Other people in life have been worthy. I mean, they're human as well. I could be worthy. And then you start shifting it to, you know what, I am worthy. But that takes practice. I will never be able to start my own business. You know, other people start their own business. I've seen people that are close to me even start their own business, or I've seen people that know people that start their own businesses, and I've seen people be successful at their own business. Hey, you know what? Maybe I can start my own business. And see, when you keep shifting the thought, more momentum starts going into your higher self. And once the momentum enters into your higher self, you start doing things that will get you to exactly where you want to be. Because every action that you have was premeditated by your thoughts. Every gem drop, every action that you have ever done was premeditated by your thoughts. So if you could master and adjust this, it starts to adjust your actions. Okay? So that's big time. Also, you want those positive thoughts. So that's number 2. So once you could get the shift, okay, Richard, what do I do with these positive thoughts? Now, these positive thoughts will, number 3, enter into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the other part of your mind that's connected to your higher self. So when you can enter, it's like your conscious mind is what you're actually thinking and you're paying attention to, what you're conscious of, becomes the checkings account, right? But your subconscious mind is like the savings account. And whatever enters into the checkings account will always enter into your savings account. And what your saving account is your default. For example, when I'm driving, I could be thinking about, okay, you know, what am I do my next speech? What do I do for my next book? And I could be driving while I'm driving right home. Like, I don't miss a turn. I end up home. But I wasn't paying attention the whole time. My conscious mind was somewhere else. My subconscious mind is always omnipotently present. I could think about my past. I could think about the future. I could think about creative events. I could think about everything. But the subconscious mind is omnipotently present always. So whatever enters into your subconscious mind becomes your default. So when you're not paying attention, or you're in a situation of massive emotions, something gets you angry, or you're in a competition and there's a lot of emotion, there's fear in there, your default will always show itself. So if I'm not thinking, I'm just in an emotional state, my default will take over. So what you put in your default is extremely important. So when when I'm on stage, my default is confidence. My default is powerful. My default is you're the best speaker in the world, because I programmed that in myself. So even if I'm consciously nervous, once I start speaking into the mic, it's like my subconscious takes over. And I become more of my higher self, because that's what I programmed in my default. So think about it. This is another analogy. Think about this. Think about your cell phone, like the cloud, right? Whatever you put into your phone, that's your conscious mind, you enter into your cloud, your bigger, your cloud, like your Google Drive. That's your subconscious mind. It holds all these massive amounts of files. It holds everything about you, your past, your present, everything you've ever seen, ever touched, ever looked at. It keeps that all in record. Now that subconscious, that Google Drive, enters into that larger Google Cloud, right? And that's the omnipotent, infinite intelligence, which Napoleon Hill coins the infinite intelligence. It's the consciousness of all things. And whatever is entered into that consciousness of all things will reveal itself to you in reality. Okay? So first, you take care of your conscious mind. You program only what you want into your mind, and you eliminate, within 15 seconds, eliminate everything that you don't want. Once you have your mind set, your subconscious mind starts taking over. Your default starts taking over. And then you start doing things you never thought you'd be doing, but your subconscious mind is pushing you and moving you. And then it enters into the higher all consciousness, which will reveal itself into your reality. That's the power of the mind control. That's the reason why your thoughts has to be monitored. You know, the great Jim Rohn says, stand guard at the doorway to your mind. And I said this analogy that, you know, you have to be a bouncer in the club. You have to, you know, hold your shoulders up. You have to be a bouncer, and say, okay, you know, okay, you're positive. Come on in. Oh, you're very purposeful. Come on in. Nope, you're too negative. Get out. Oh, you're greedy. Get out of here. It has to be that. You have to be the bouncer. Most people just say, hey, come on, everybody in. Everybody, come on in. And you have these random thoughts, and that's why you're like, oh, I'm all over the place, because you're letting all these random thoughts enter into your mind. Stand guard at the doorway of your mind. It will change your life. And then once you could repeatedly, that's why I said it has to be repetition. Once repeatedly entered into this conscious mind, will end up in the subconscious mind automatically. It's nothing that you actually have to do. There's tips and tricks into it, which I could talk about a little bit later in the next segment, on how to really speak to your subconscious mind. But just know that that's the point. And then that subconscious will, again, by default, it'll just do it without you really doing anything into the massive infinite intelligence. Then it'll start to reveal itself to you in reality. So remember, your thoughts are things. Your thoughts are very important. Your thoughts are creating your reality as we speak. All right, perfect. And I hope everything was clear. Again, please leave a comment below if there's anything that wasn't clear or anything that needs to be a little updated or adjust. Let me know, and I'll definitely be more than happy to go in more in depth in the explanation. But just understand, stand guard at the doorway of your mind and control your mind. They said the mind is a great slave, but a terrible master. All right. Well, everyone, again, I appreciate it. Namaste. Hey, again, thank you for stopping by. Please share, like, comment, and just remember, even though if you may have this information and it's something that you're already practicing, there's people out there that may not have it, that are reaching and needing and yearning for it. So please share it with them for their benefit if it's not for yours. And I want to continue to do these videos, so please keep subscribing so I can continue to give great content for free, and I could give a positive outlook just on life and how to change your life and how to increase it from where it is to where you want to be. Again, this is Rich Fontaine of The Power of Self-Entertainment, and you could agree with me or not agree with me, but either way, I feel that this was a successful conversation.